Hey everyone, this is Brian from Provision Studios, and today I want to make a quick video on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K. This little camera right here is really starting to win me over. There's so many things that it's really good at, and so many things that it makes me have to be better at in order to get good footage on it. What I like right now is it is one of the only cameras that I have owned that I can put on both of my gimbals. So I originally owned the Zhiyun Crane, and I bought that for my Canon M50, and then I got a couple Canon camcorders, the G50, the G60, and then the XF400, and all of those had to go onto my Crane 3S. So the Blackmagic, the cool thing about it is that I could put a cage on it, and I could rig it out, and it'll go on the Crane 3S. It'll work perfectly. Actually, it's pretty ideal when you put a rig on it and get it on that gimbal. You get some really good footage. Today, I was able to strip it down, run just with nothing but the lens and a ND filter on it, and mount it to the Crane, my Zhiyun Crane, and got some really good footage off of it. Now, there are some adjustments I'm going to have to make running that rig, but for the most part, I was able to put my Lumix 25mm lens on there and just turn on the gimbal and start shooting video, and that came out really good today. So I'm very pleased with how this camera is really allowing me to use more of my gear than I was able to use prior with other cameras. I think tomorrow I'm going to try the 12mm Rokinon Cine lens on here, on the Crane gimbal. Again, I took it out for the first time today on the Crane just with the Lumix lens. So I'm actually shooting with the Rokinon Cine lens right now. So this will be the frame that I'll be using tomorrow. I'm going to try to keep these smaller rig setups over the next couple weeks, because I want to really get good at working with a small setup, not worrying about getting a big build or a big rig going. I want to be able to have a camera in a bag, have my gimbal just set off to the side, hit a location, throw this onto the gimbal, jump out, and then start shooting whatever I want to shoot without having to worry about getting the larger gimbal, the Crane 3S out, getting the cage set up with all the gear I want to have on it, and then maybe missing a shot, or not being able to get the shot the way I want, because to be honest with you, when you've got the camera rigged out and you go on to 3S, it's a pretty heavy setup, and you can only shoot comfortably for so long. With the camera set up like this on the Crane gimbal, you could literally hold it with one hand and get pretty stable footage. So that's really all I wanted to share today. I just wanted to let you guys know that my experience with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K is it's getting better for me, and again, that I'm able to use more of my gear, and I'm really starting to enjoy this a lot more. I'm finding different ways to use it. I'm finding that I can repeat certain shots over and over again. Now, the two lenses that I have presently that I'm using, the Lumix 25mm and the Rokinon 12mm, they're completely different lenses, but they both fit directly onto the micro four thirds sensor. So I can put it right on with no speed boost or anything, and I'm good to go. So my weight is a lot less using these micro four thirds lenses. I do have a larger lens. It is a Sigma 17 to 50mm lens, and that requires a speed booster to be put on the camera. And that was the rig that I had on initially on the Crane 3S. And that had the cage on it, that had several other accessories on it. So the good part about having the small rig like this on and having it on the Crane is the monitor's like right here as I'm using it. So I was really able to see really well what I was shooting. There was no obstruction of view as I'm looking into the behind the camera to see where it is pointing at. The only issue I had is I went down in an underslung mode, and at that point I wasn't able to see anything that I was shooting. And then when I looked at that footage back in the computer, I really wasn't that pleased with the footage. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys have any questions about the camera, about the gimbals, or anything else that relates to these Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4Ks, please don't hesitate to leave a comment or a question in the section below. You can always email me at bbuck822@gmail.com. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And until the next video, hope you guys go out and shoot some great content. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.